So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Robert. If this is your first time tuning in. So today what we're going to be talking about is inflation and how you can use inflation to your advantage, and why inflation may not be so scary if you can use it to your benefit instead of negatively affecting you. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. If you could do me a quick favor, hit subscribe, like, and share on this video if you gain any value from it. We put out videos every week. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So again, my name is Robert. And what we're going to be talking about is how you can use inflation to work with you instead of against you. Most people, when they hear inflation, they start panicking, start getting scared. And that's usually because the people that are worrying about inflation or terrified about inflation are not investors. They're not people that are putting money into markets or investing money into any kind of asset. So they're terrified because their food's going to go up, groceries are going to go up, any kind of consumer goods are going to go up, which is, you know, part of inflation. But the other side of inflation is that assets also go up. And if you don't know what an asset is, it's anything that can appreciate, anything that is cash flowing, or anything that will go up in value over the long term of time. Some examples of assets would be a house. A house will typically appreciate as things get more expensive, as there's more money in the markets, more money in the economy. Houses typically go up in value. Another example would be gold or Bitcoin. Those also appreciate as there is more liquidity and more money in the markets. Those as well go up. Another example of an asset would be any kind of like watches or collectible items. Those are also assets or investments that go up in value over a course of time. Now, some consumer goods would be a regular vehicle. You know, everyone saw that, you know, vehicles went up in price just over the past couple of years, just, you know, by inflation, right? A vehicle was X amount of dollars, now it's double whatever it was. Another example of a consumer good would be your milk, your eggs. You know, those things went up in double, triple the prices of what they used to be. So aside from that, there's also phones and different types of electronics that also went up in value, also considered consumer goods, not necessarily investments. So with that being said, now you can ask yourself the question, am I a consumer or a producer or an investor? There's different groups, different categories that you can fall into, and depending on which category you fall into is going to determine how inflation affects you. Is it going to affect you positively or negatively? So positively would be if the where you put your money is into assets, things that appreciate in value, things that are going to go up over time, things that go up as other things in the world go up. Like we kind of explained earlier, houses, watches, Bitcoin, gold, things like that. Those are all assets. If you're a consumer, then it's going to affect you negatively, and you're obviously going to be paying more for your groceries. You're going to be paying more for tech, phones, computers, all kinds of new gadgets that come out to the market. Now, of course, everybody needs groceries, but for the other things, you know, not everyone needs those things. Not everyone needs the newest iPhone that launches every year. That's more of a want. And so if you're a consumer, you know, inflation is going to affect you negatively. You're going to be paying more and more and more every year. And as most of us know, our incomes are not keeping up with the rise of inflation. Inflation's kind of going like this. Our incomes are kind of going like this. You know, there's a big gap there, which is why people feel more pinched today than they ever have in the past. So in this video, we're going to kind of address how you can basically take advantage of inflation. One of the first things, again, none of this is financial advice, but is going to start putting your money into assets that appreciate. And you can go on and watch a bunch of YouTube videos. There's a lot of people out there that know a lot more than I do as well. Watch a lot of their stuff and kind of learn with the difference between an asset and a liability, as well as consumer goods. That's probably a good start. Second is going to be what asset works best for you. How long do you want to lock up the money? Do you want any kind of, cash return every month, every week? What's your plan? What's your goal with this? But if you put your money into assets, they will go up over time. One of the best examples I can give you is, let's just take Bitcoin for example. In 2019, Bitcoin was down into like 20,000, even under that. Today, if you guys don't know, it's already approaching 100,000. It appreciated quite a bit in a matter of about 4 years. That's a lot of appreciation, versus if you, let's just say, bought a car for 50,000 back then in 2019, 2020. That car today might be worth maybe 10,000. That's kind of what I'm trying to show you is basically an asset will appreciate. Bitcoin went from say 20,000 to 100,000 today, versus a car went from 50,000 back then to about 10,000 today. The money went inversely, right? We lost money versus made money. So again, that's one way that I can show you that inflation is beneficial if you know where to put the money. There's a lot of people, wealthy people, that don't mind seeing inflation, because as inflation soars, so does their net worth. So a lot of these people are buying Bitcoin, are buying real estate, are buying art, bonds. They're buying all these kinds of things that with inflation, they make more money. So if we can start thinking more like the rich, like the wealthy, again, we aren't going to have the amount of money that they have to just throw at this stuff. But if we can at least be more understanding or more cognitive about how we spend our money, we can always better our situation in life if we can understand what to do with the money. And that's something that isn't taught in school. And a lot of things that's important for most people to get ahead in life isn't taught in school. And that's why you have to tune into YouTube videos and things like that to kind of get some education on what do we do with our money. These things they don't teach us what to do with our money. So again, that's just a quick example of the difference between asset liability and how you can kind of take advantage of inflation. Again, seems so basic. Maybe some of you guys are tuning into this video already kind of know the difference between an asset and liability, but I guarantee you guys, there's a lot of people who don't know the difference between an asset and liability. But hopefully, now that I made that example between the car purchase and Bitcoin purchase, same time frame, one appreciated tremendously, one depreciated tremendously. So hopefully that was a good little illustration to kind of help understand the difference between asset and liability. So without further ado, if you gained any value from this, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Be careful, be good, take care, and God bless. See you guys later. Bye-bye.